My husband and I are in our mid-40s, married over 20 years and have 3 beautiful children, all double digits. I do love my husband, but I don't know if I am physically attracted to him, not because of his looks but of how he lives his life. My husband is a good man, treats me very well and is an amazing father to our children. Physically, he is tall, broad shoulders, no skinny or athletic, but not obese. He is a big guy with a big beard, big arms, big hands. He is built like a linebacker. He can physically intimidate people with just his presence, although he never goes in to intentionally do that. He can control a room and has a very masculine job he excels at. However, the manliness ends there. This is why I may not be attracted to him anymore, if I ever was. He is not handy. It's not that he doesn't try to fix or do things around the house, but he cannot build anything. Anything he does fix never looks or works right. A lot of times we have to hire people to do fix or build things for us. He doesn't drink. He will go out once in a while and have a couple of beers, but he doesn't drink at home. My husband isn't into any manly stuff. He doesn't hunt or fish or do anything with automobiles, and is not big into sports. He has taken the kids fishing and shooting, just so they have the experience, but he does it just for them. He really doesn't have any hobbies. I begged him to take one up, so he started building Lego sets. He's in his 40s. He loves going to movies, he likes cooking. I never have to cook when he is home, and he does a lot of the house cleaning. I will give him this, he doesn't play video games or board games, unless family time, or do anime or any of that. He is not controlling in bed, sex is okay, but I want him to take charge. I won't say anything about this to him. I wouldn't know where to start. I love him. It's not that I want him to be a drunk or macho aggressive jerk, but sometimes I just want a man to take charge and fix things and be a man. This is bad, I know. I feel bad saying it, just needed to say it. Oop, it is not. I know how it sounds. I should have framed it more as a question or advice on how to get my mind straight. I cannot seem to fix myself, change my feelings. Update 1. I received a lot of hate for my thoughts and feelings. I realized when I wrote them and read comments about them that they come off as mean and cruel. I have no right to feel this way. The problem is that I do feel this way. I don't know how to change it. I thought about it for a few days and finally needed to take action because it was weighing on me so bad. I received some messages from people telling me to have a conversation with my husband. I decided to. I thought for quite a while about what I would say, how I would say it, and tried to think of questions or statements he would have that I thought about responses to. Last night we had the talk. Kids were at work and friends' houses. We were sitting outside enjoying the fresh evening air. I brought it up. In short, nothing went as expected and I am as confused about my marriage than I ever was. I began by telling him that I love him. I love he is a great father in person. However, there were some feelings I could not shake and there were some changes from him that I needed. I talked about his hobbies, changing it up a bit. Working on our bedroom, what I wanted out of it. I explained in the most sensitive way that I could about how I feel about his personality and overall measure as a man. I did not use those exact words, I was more gentle. However, in order to move forward with our marriage, I felt I needed to be honest. I did tell him that I wanted honesty from him as well and wanted him to tell me what I could do to be a better wife. I know I cannot ask him to change without having some myself. I never expected his reaction. He literally just stared at me. Said nothing. Emotionless reaction. No anger, sadness, acceptance, nothing. Just stared. I said everything I wanted to say. I was looking for response. I got none. After sitting in silence for a while, waiting for some reaction or words, I just yelled at him to say something. At least tell me what I need to work on. The only thing he said to me last night is, I knew who you were when I married you, I am not going to ask you to change anything. That's it. We sat in silence for at least an hour after that. Our oldest then came home from work and he went to talk to him for a while, not about our conversation, but how work went and stuff. My husband did not sleep in bed last night, he slept on the basement couch. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to feel. I do feel better about telling him how I felt, but not as great as I thought. I really do not know how to feel. Maybe that's a sign my marriage is over? I can't feel anything about it? I should be happy I said it, sad he won't talk to me, angry for no response, but I have nothing. I guess I'll give it some time for both of us to process. Update 2. He spent that night and last night on the couch downstairs sleeping. We haven't talked about our conversation. He has talked to me, but not about that, and the talks we have are short. We have had our kids around all weekend, so I never have gotten the opportunity to sit down with him, and with him sleeping downstairs, I figured to just give him some space. I don't know how to proceed. I have talked with a co-worker about this, just to get advice since I needed someone in my life to talk to. He advised me to give it a bit of time to let my husband talk to me, but if there's no change offered by him then it may be time to tell him that we need to separate. I don't want to do that, but it may come to that. I want him to see where I'm coming from and I want him to tell me what I can do to change. That is where we are at. No real big update, but I will give him until the end of the week. If he doesn't initiate anything, I will. Edit. Okay, I had to edit this post because there have been some comments about my coworker. I had these feelings about my husband before I talked with my co-worker. We are not having an affair, we are not doing anything inappropriate. He is giving me some guidance because he is a man and I figured he could help. Nothing more than that. Also, please stop calling me a poss because I have these feelings and am trying to navigate them with my husband. I cannot help my feelings any more than you can help yours. Think about that, think about an off feeling you had and wish you didn't have. It's happened to everyone, including you. Update 3. I am not having an affair with my coworker. I went to him after I was having these feelings about my husband. For advice only. There is no emotional or physical affair going on. I go to him for advice, he gives it and I either take it or I don't. He is not pushing me to do anything, it's just his advice. I literally have no other friends or family in this area or I would have gone to them. Also, these are my feelings about my husband. I have tried very hard not to feel this way, but can't stop. I don't know how many of the angels and pure people on this app are able to control their feelings so well, but you obviously are better than I am. None of you have ever had feelings you couldn't shake or feel bad about? If you say you have, you are a liar. I posted on my feelings because I am genuinely confused/scared and don't know what to do. I feel that you guys just bash but provide no answers. There have been some of you that have been beautiful and helpful, send me DMs, and I thank you for that. Update 4. What happens between my husband and I will remain between us. This was the stupidest decision, posting on here and then continuing to post on here. I am not cheating on my husband. It's a co-worker. We have talked a few times about it. We only have texted a couple of times. We don't talk about feelings for one another. Just someone I asked for a little guidance from and he was nice enough to give it. Yes, my husband is a good man. No, I am not a piece of crap for having the feelings I do. I stand by talking to him about my feelings, because that is what people do in a marriage. If my marriage is over because he cannot accept what I have to say or change the small things I want him to change, then so be it. But I am done posting. Thank you to the people of Reddit for absolutely nothing. I need advice. Nah, fuck that, I'm going to go insult my husband. Wow, no one gave me advice, so now I'm going to tank my marriage and blame my husband and Reddit today, not on purpose. I cried in front of my wife. I am not much of a crier, not in private or with someone. In fact, in the 23 years, 20 married, my wife and I have been together, she has only seen me cry 3 times, the death of her father, the death of our daughter, and one wacky time I was loaded up on some funky stuff in the hospital. Why did I cry? No GD clue. Had some stuff pent up in me for a while, I guess. We were just laying in bed talking, I just started crying, couldn't stop it, then I let out a couple of things that were on my mind. She just held me for a bit. Then it was done. Conflicted on it. I really am. I feel better than I have in a while, but I also feel like a pussy. I feel like I will now be less in her eyes because of it. She never did, nor will she ever tell me that, but it's how I feel. While it feels good, I don't want it to happen again. I need to find an outlet to handle stuff before I turn into a crying, whiny sack of crap. That's what I got. Edit. I think I may have not communicated well enough in my post and there may be a misunderstanding for some of you. I know it's okay for people to cry, I am only stating that even though I know that, I feel like I shouldn't have done it. Feels good to let stuff out, not so good thinking back. My feelings and logic are conflicted on this. Edit 2. Wow, what a reaction. A lot of people read, commented and messaged on this post. Thank you all. I just want to add a couple of things. Why did I make the post? I think mostly validation for what I felt and looking for ways not to do it again. Whether it's okay or not, really hoping a way could be found to release whatever is pent up inside of me a different way. I have never been told to not cry. No one has ever said those words, at least that I remember. So I don't know where it comes from. Many have commented on my amazingly beautiful wife. I appreciate all the comments because she is amazing and I love her. We have been through everything a couple can have gone through. Whether it is the loss of a child, financial problems, loss of family members, medical issues, and we have gotten through the decades together without a raised voice, raise hand, name calling, separations, or any of the other problems I read about in other relationships on this platform. I love her now as much as we first met. In fact, one of the reasons I was so conflicted about this issue is because it came at a time I didn't think it ever would. We were lying together because we had just had sex. Doing our post-coitus cuddle thing. I did not cry during sex, did not cry about sex, it was about 5 minutes or so after, while we were talking. Which conflicted me a little bit more maybe. I am in my mid-40s. I've seen my wife cry once in a decade. She's seen me cry probably at least once per month lol. I posted a few days ago about crying in front of my wife. You can see it in my history. Anyway, many recommended therapy, I thought about it and went. I was able to use our employer-sponsored employee assistance program and get in right away. Anyway, never had done therapy. Plan to go in and lay it all out. Everything about my marriage, my work, all of my thoughts. I have a good marriage, but like most after 20 years, I look back on some times with resentment and mild disappointment. I thought I had a lot pent up in me and was going to let it all out. I went with the plan I wasn't going to let the therapist talk. I was just going to let it out. Do it once, then be done and never need it again. Never get pent up and cry again. Wasn't gonna let the therapist talk. I was going to take control. I was lucky, met with someone with decades in the mental health business. Cut through my stuff really quick, cut me off when I needed it and asked some good questions. I reflected on his questions and spoke honestly. The more I talked, the more I realized I have nothing to talk about. Nothing. My marriage? My wife and I have been together for a long time, a couple of dead bedroom time periods where I was rejected and I built up minor resentment. But that's not now. We are healthy and doing it a few times a week. I have no resentment. Had already worked through it. It made me realize I was wrong and stupid to resent over nothing and promise myself to stop. Yes, we have had medical issues we have overcome together, loss of a child, none of those things came up and it made me realize just talking about it that it was so unnecessary to build resentment over being rejected for sex. Talk about the job, been doing it over 20 years now. Moved up the ladder. Making money and feeling good about where I am at. There have been some decisions made by those above me that I have considered irrational and unnecessary, but as I was talking about it, I felt stupid bringing it up because it was so trivial and there's nothing I can do about decisions made by those above me. I guess at the end of the day, I realized talking about it made me realize quickly that my problems are so small and inconsequential that I shouldn't let it build inside of me. In that aspect, therapy helped, the one session I did. But I don't think I need it anymore. I truly believe my stuff was out there. I am a happy guy in a happy place. Some of you will have a problem with me saying this and that's fine. Your path is yours and mine is mine. I have no problems with therapy, but I don't feel it's for me. I will never knock another for doing it. My wife, of a couple of decades, posted on here and other places about me not being manly enough. I had not seen it because I was not scrolling through this or other subreddits at the time. In fact, I joined this subreddit just for this. My wife knows I'm posting now. I had a friend send me one of the posts because he thought it was funny and it reminded him of me. Turns out it was me. She admitted it, didn't hide it. No reason to hide it. I'm not even mad about the post because everything she said in the post is true. From what I am like to what she said to me. I guess I am just posting this for a couple of reasons. First, she is getting way too much hate. Not that she doesn't deserve some, but it's going too far. It's her fault for posting and continuing to read comments and DMs. Second, I guess I wanted to post because she posted. I figured it kinda evened us out a little. My wife and I are married yet and living together. We are having a rough patch, like all married couples do. She hurt me. I think we will get over this hump. A lot of things were said on both sides and we just have to navigate those words right now. There is no coworker anymore. This will be the only time I post. I will not comment. I will not attach her posts, you can still find them if you are sleuthy enough. I am not getting into our conversations and her feelings are mine. She will not be posting or responding anymore. We have made this decision together. Thank you for all the kind words in the comments, about me anyway. Now on to second story. Gave my sister-in-law a Dior gift at the gender reveal party, and she accused me of flaunting wealth before bursting into tears. My boyfriend, 30 male, and I, 25F, had just gotten married in May of this year after being together for 5 years. For context, my now husband's family has an interesting history and dynamic. I describe them as very multicultural and diverse. My Phil is black/Arab mixed, and my Mill is white/Persian mixed. As a result, their extended families are spread around the world. My husband has 3 more siblings, an elder brother and 2 younger brothers. I am not sure if this is important, but I am Asian. So, my husband was studying in my home country, which is how we met. He has also lived and worked in my country for the past 4 years. It's safe to say he's made his permanent home here. Because of the dynamics of his family, I rarely get to meet them because they all live in different countries. During our 5-year relationship, I barely met his parents 2 to 3 times and never met his older brother and his wife. On the other hand, I see his younger brothers frequently because they are currently studying in my native country, and we are really close. Fast forward to May of this year, when my now husband and I chose to get married in my home country. All of his family flew here to attend the wedding, and I met my husband's older brother and his wife for the first time. The first awkward incident with my Sil occurred when I went to the airport with my husband to pick her and my Bill up a few days before our wedding. When we first met, I extended my hand for a handshake, expecting a full, strong handshake, to my Sil, and she literally just used the tip of her fingers to touch my hands. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like when you don't really want to touch someone's hand during a handshake. Following that, she walked right past me and hugged my husband. On the other side, my Bill is really welcoming and thrilled to finally meet me. He hugged me and said it's great to finally meet you. His warmth made me forget about my Sil's rudeness and we moved on. In the days leading up to the wedding, my Sil makes subtle remarks about the wedding, criticizing every element we choose from the flow. Words to my wedding dress. For everyone's information, I come from a financially secure family that owns a business. My parents supported half of the wedding costs while the other half was covered by myself and my husband. My husband is a doctor and I work as an engineer. One thing that frustrates me is how my Sil keeps telling me how fortunate I am to have a wealthy family to mooch off from, and I'm sure throwing a lot of tantrums at my parents given how enormous and luxurious the wedding is. But it's always so subtle that it wouldn't start a fight but enough to make me uncomfortable. For background, my Bill and Sil are also both financially well off. My husband's family was similarly financially comfortable to begin with. My Bill is an accountant and my Sil occupies a management position in a company. She is also a lifestyle influencer with quite a large following on Instagram, and they live in Dubai. You know how expensive the city is. Fast forward to September of this year, my husband and I received an invitation from my Bill and Sil for a gender reveal party and baby shower in October, which occurred a few days ago. We were ecstatic and decided to book our flights to Dubai immediately after receiving the invitation. For your information, there will be 2 separate events, a gender reveal party for Bill, Sil and their respective families/acquaintances, and a baby shower for my Sil and her female family members and acquaintances the following day. I was invited to both parties and I was supposed to attend the baby shower without my husband, which I believe was a nice opportunity to bond with my Sil. But then, my Sil contacted my husband one day before the gender reveal party and informed him that I was not invited to the baby shower. The reason is that she does not want me to draw attention away from her during the event. My husband and I were plainly perplexed as to how and why would I be diverting attention away from her. And her reason is that no one knows or has ever met me, so they will ask, and she does not want to spend time explaining who I am to her guests. Because my husband and I do not want to cause unnecessary drama, we just agreed that I will only attend the gender reveal party with him. On the day of the gender reveal party, I went with my husband and my Sil did not speak with me at all or even recognize my presence. I tried to make small chat to congratulate her, but she just blew me off each time. My Bill, on the other hand, is as friendly as ever, thankfully. When the party appeared to be coming to an end, I went out to the car to get the gift I had purchased, apparently for the baby shower, but because I would not be attending the baby shower the next day, I decided to give it to her that day. During that time, the guest began to leave, and when I handed her the gift, she screamed at me loudly. The first thing she said was, "Don't you have manners?" I was clearly taken aback and bewildered. She then accused me of attempting to assert dominance by flaunting my wealth and rubbing it in her face as well as looking down at her. For those who are curious about the present I bought, I purchased a baby blanket and sleeping bag from Dior, and the present is in the Dior shopping bag. I felt humiliated after being screamed at and my blood was boiling at the time. I yelled back in rage, asking her what I did wrong to deserve to be treated so disrespectfully by her. I said that her insecurities were not my responsibility and that if she despised me that much she should not have invited me in the first place. She appears stunned by my words and begins crying. Both my husband and Bill rushed towards us to calm us down. My husband suggested that we leave, as well as some guests had already begun to leave. It happened 3 days ago, and since then everything has been quiet. Nobody said anything, and now I feel horrible for yelling at a pregnant woman. Update 1. It had been a month since my last post, and now I have the opportunity to provide an update, finally. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone who commented and supported me in my previous post, and I apologize for not being able to respond to each and every one of you. Either way, my husband and I have returned safely to our home. After a few days of silence following what happened at the gender reveal party, I eventually sat down with my husband to discuss it. We had an honest discussion in which I expressed how mean my Sil has been to me, and my husband ended up apologizing for not standing up for me while subconsciously knowing how my Sil has treated me. As I mentioned in my previous post, my husband comes from a household without a girl sibling, and for the past 12 years, Sil has been like a sister to him, leaving him torn between speaking out against her and sticking up for me. He said he didn't expect things to go so bad because we live in separate countries and won't see each other much. We resolved our conversation with him promising to have my back if something like this happened again. In the same week, my husband and I had the opportunity to speak with my Bill through video call. Sil was not present. I know not everyone would agree with my apology, but I did apologize to Bill for causing a scene by yelling at their gender reveal party. To my surprise, Bill, it was fine, and he remarked she had it coming. Following that, Bill apologized to me on behalf of Sil, as well as for turning a blind eye to what had been going on between me and Sil. We discussed what might be the source of Sil's hatred for me, and to my surprise it appears to be tied to the fact that Sil believes I am taking over the position of daughter-in-law in the family from her. She has been the only Sil for my husband's brothers, and she believes I am taking over the role. As I previously stated, my husband's younger brothers have been studying in my home country since early this year, and we have had many opportunities to spend time together. According to Bill, Sil believes the brothers have been pulling away from her and become closer to me. For information, the brothers are 22 and 16 years old. Adding to the unpredictable pregnant hormones, she believes I'm buying the brothers love by spoiling them with materialistic items. Bill stated that she had mentioned her concern to him several times previously, but he did not expect her to take it seriously and always dismissed it. He apologized again and stated that he will discuss it with Sil after her feelings have been resolved. According to Bill, Sil has been acting as if nothing has happened, so he is also unsure when it is appropriate to bring the issue to the table. We ended the video chat on a positive note, and I promised Bill that I would speak with the brothers and perhaps encourage them to contact Sil to see how she is doing so she does not feel left out. And as for Sil, I haven't spoken to her yet, and to be honest, I'm not sure I ever will. My husband and I have decided to move on from this situation and focus on our own lives. I believe that is all the updates so far, and to be honest, I could use some suggestions on how to fix my relationship with my Sil. Should I reach out to her or something?